Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Perhaps one of the best, longest running PC game series in terms of its profitability, its likability, and also the fact that it's timeless has been Grand Theft Auto. An incredible accomplishment from Rockstar Games. A fantastic series of games, which unfortunately, we've now learned, does seem to be going the sort of kowtowing to the mob mentality. Now, we've got a New York Post article here which states Grand Theft Auto 6 to have a female hero, not an issue. Literally no one cares about that at all. But here's the clincher. To scale back racist and sexist jokes. Now, I know a lot of people will jump in here instantly and go, well, good. Can't have any racism, can't have any sexism. No. It's genuinely funny. There are genuinely funny elements to racism and sexist jokes. There 100% is. 100% there are funny elements to those. And the reason why you at home can sit there on YouTube and just leave, one of the radio stations on from Grand Theft Auto is because it was hilariously satirical to everything. It poked fun at everything. There was no one side on the political spectrum. It was apolitical. It was just pure apolitical satire. And it was funny. It was very, very well written. Do you remember the... it's an advert for a shooter game or something like that. Rated R for retarded. Right? You won't get that now. But that's funny. Jokes mostly will be offensive to someone. The majority of jokes will be offensive to someone. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Everything can be funny. And it's sad when something which has clearly been an element of the success of Grand Theft Auto games is now removed. It's just sad. It's just a shame. You'd think to yourself, those people that were offended didn't buy your game. But the majority did, and they're not offended. Why are you bowing to the people that didn't buy your game, Rockstar? Why? Doesn't really make any sense, does it? So obviously the headline, Grand Theft Auto Woke Edition. I get it. It's pretty out there in terms of its buzzword elements, woke. But it is getting woke. If you're scaling back on racist and sexist jokes, why? It's genuinely funny. The way they've presented their satirical humour, which pokes fun at literally everything, it was so expertly done. So expertly done. So let's take a look at this, ladies and gents. And this is a sad day. A sad, sad day. Grand Theft Auto 6 to have female hero. Again, no one cares about that. That's not the reason why this is, bad news. But the fact that they're going to scale back racist and sexist jokes report. Good times, can't wait. So the next installment of the Grand Theft Auto video game series will have the series' first ever female protagonist. And loads of people have said, no, they've had female protagonists before. I think they mean female lead player. Just this is our specific only female lead player. And I really don't think anyone cares about that. No one, who the hell gives a shit about that? But again, it aims to scale back its use of offensive humour. Why? Particularly jokes aimed at minority groups, according to a report. So the female, a Latina protagonist of Grand Theft Auto 6, will be part of a duo of main characters inspired by Bonnie and Clyde, Bloomberg reported on Wednesday. Now the game will take place in a fictionalized version of Miami and South Florida, according to the report. The last Grand Theft Auto game to take place in a fictionalized Miami was Vice City. Great game. Such great radio as well. I always remember A Flock of Seagulls, I Ran. So good. Anyway, Grand Theft Auto 6's developers, Rockstar Games, are also reportedly abandoning the series' record of making crude, potentially offensive jokes about minority groups. The developers are being cautious to not punch down at the expense of such groups, according to the report. Why? Everything can be funny? everything can be funny. So previous Grand Theft Auto games stoked controversy both for their violent and explicit content. Yeah, I mean, like, you could, you know, have sex with a prostitute and then beat the crap out of them. Again, very funny. No one's now gone out in the world and gone, I'm going to do that in real life. Like, no one's doing that. I mean, obviously people are, but not because they're inspired by Grand Theft Auto. And this is the thing, right? It's explicit anyway, because you can murder cops, you can commit mass shootings, and you can bone prostitutes. I mean, it's pretty out there. But they're like, well, we draw the line at, you know, racist and sexist and homophobic jokes. What? Okay, then. So, I mean, it's just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Gamers pilloried the reported changes on Twitter Wednesday, pointing out that politically correct dialogue would contrast awkwardly with Grand Theft Auto's violent gameplay. Yeah, no shit. You will treat women and people of colour with respect while running them over with a tank, one Twitter user wrote. And the thing is, you know, I'll be really intrigued to see where they go with their satire now. Because I bet you there'll still be satirical elements that will be offensive to someone. But obviously, all they're doing here is bowing down to the mob. So another said, relieved to see that the character I will use to shoot an innocent person in the face and steal their car will at least care about diversity, equity, and inclusion standards. I mean, it's a farce. It's an absolute farce. Grand Theft Auto 6's release is at least 2 years away, and 2 Rockstar Game employees quit the company's Edinburgh office due to frustrations about the game's slow development, according to Bloomberg. The game's slow progress is partially due to changes that Rockstar Games implemented to improve employees' working conditions after reports emerged of excessively long working hours and a frat boy culture, according to Bloomberg. So you know what this sounds like? Sounds like they feel guilty for their frat boy culture. Rockstar Games, which is owned by Take-Two Interactive, did not respond to a request for comment. Grand Theft Auto 5, which was released in 2013, is the second best-selling video game of all time after Minecraft. So why would you choose to potentially abandon that? You know, abandon that success, all to bow down to, what, all of 10 people? 1,000 people? 10,000 people? I mean, who cares? Who cares what these idiots think? Why? Why does Rockstar Games give a crap? Now, will Grand Theft Auto 6 be a success? Yeah, probably. Will it be, you know, an empty, sort of vapid husk of a game, of what it could have been? Yeah, probably. So anyway, let me know what you think down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Love to hear your thoughts. Cheers, guys. Take care. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way. But also, not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We, of course, have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus. And then for something a little bit different, we, of course, have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box, along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.